So happy you've joined us on Real Estate Roundup, your favorite show guiding your Bay Area reality dreams into a dream reality. And making this happen is your trusted tech realtor, Nagaraj Annaiah, the founder of nagarajhomes.com. So join us as we talk through things big and small that can equip you to take confident steps towards home ownership. We'd love to hear from you on your perspectives, your observations, your experience, and your questions in the realm of Bay Area real estate. And we invite you to call in. We, of course, are coming to you live on Bolly 92.3 FM. Studio lines are open, and the number to call us 877 265 5992. That number 877 265 5992. And with that, let's welcome Nagraj. Happy Sunday, Nagraj.
Hello, Vijay Lakshmi. Hello, Bay Area. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys having a great day out there.
Great day, and of course, a little chilly, but good nonetheless. The
I
sun
think
shows
weather is.
up.
I think that's what I was discussing in the morning also. Weather in the Bay Area changes so much. Like some days it's a rainy, sometimes it's too hot, sometimes it's a windy. The same
Yes.
as our stock market and the Bay Area market, right? Like
Yeah.
always, people expect the market to be crash, but it never crashes, right? Like it's going on the other way. Whenever we think it's everything is going on, there would be a dull sometimes moment, but it recovered back also.
Yes.
That is
Hot
where
and cold.
homeowners and especially buyers and sellers always need to watch out for the homes what they're doing in or what are the things they're doing it for.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
are live on a Bolly 92.3. If you have any questions, do give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 877 Bolly 92.
Yes, 877 Bolly 92. That's 877 265 5992. And this show is for you. So, any aspect of real estate that's really confusing you a bit, or you want to run it through the subject matter expert, that is Nagaraj Annaiah, feel free to give us a call. We welcome all those calls, and no question is too big or too small. So, just call in. So, Nagraj, I have a quick question for you to start us off, and that is, if you're buying a house where the seller has made some upgrades, but those upgrades are without a permit, is that a cause for concern, or what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think it's a valid and a great question. So what's happening right nowadays? Sellers wants to make a quick money, and
Mm-hmm.
the buyers also are not finding a good houses. We do end up buying a houses with lot of the times is not in a basically not with an permit, right?
Yeah.
That's a concerning also because let me give you a couple of stories what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So one in Santa Clara, house was listed for 1.9, and we ended up buying with the 2.1. But what happened is like when the house went into for live, or when it went for a listing,
Mm.
the seller basically did even list it without even upgrades. Like basically all the upgrades are without a permit.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
he did even list it. But what happens is these photos are like most of the times are seen by a public, or it's even seen by the realtors around. Anybody can go and complain to the city.
Mm.
Okay, once you raise a complaint in the city, right, it is basically its city can always come inspect. They especially they can come and inspect. So what are all upgrades they have
Mm.
done without an upgrades,
Oh, okay.
without permits, right?
Without a permit.
So
Mm.
once the city finds out, city wants you to go correct it or fix it or upgrade as per the permits or as per the standards what they have
Mm-hmm.
set, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is why as the seller make sure whatever the permits whatever the upgrades, even it might be a tanks, or if you go and talk to the city, even the tanks or the water heaters needs to be pulled away permit,
Oh, okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So any small works when you are doing in the house, always talk to the city or talk to the contractors, understand what all needs to be done with the permits, right? If that needs in a permit process to be pulled, I would suggest pull it right way so that that will get you a basically that will get you more home value or like more home price when you sell it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
That is very important. And one more thing in this scenarios, if somebody buys a house with the without, because so right now there are only few homes right now, right? Like
Yeah.
what does the home buyer does it, right? Like as
Mm,
a home buyer, it is like problem is only few listings are there and it's so competitive right now.
mm,
Right.
mm,
So if you end up buying it and you know that what are the things which has been done without upgrades, do list out, talk to the city and talk to the contractor, because especially in the you need one contractor who can draw up the plans and show that to the city what all changes have been done. And
mm,
again depends on what extensively has been changed. Is it been a minor changes or like it's a bigger changes? All these things needs to be considered and that needs to be included in the plans and submitted to the city
mm.
always wants you to things make it right way. That is why the city is always, when I was talking to the city inspector, right,
Yeah.
who came for the inspection, she was telling me there are 300 houses in Santa Clara itself, or 300 cases in Santa Clara itself, which has the basically homes have been upgraded without permits.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Mm,
concerning right now.
yeah.
So many of the
So
sellers.
this can come in the way of your buying the home or doing the deal, is it?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Mm,
coming in the way. The complaints can go from the neighbors. Complaints can go from the listing agent also.
mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, listing agent means a buyer's agent around also, like whoever
Yeah.
is around. So
Yeah.
that is why, as the sellers, be careful, or as the homeowners, be careful what all the upgrades you do without permits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is needs to be listeners. We are live on a Bolly
Yeah.
92.3. Any questions on the Bay Area real estate,
Mm-hmm.
or anything on the mortgages of the market of the Bay Area real estate market is doing on. And if you have any questions, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 877 Bolly 92, and we are live and we are discussing about the Bay Area real estate. This is the show where you did not miss out. If you want someone wants to buy a house in the future or a sell a house also, or this is a first time home buyer and
Mm-hmm.
you have a lot of concerns to understand
Yeah.
how is the Bay Area real estate market, do give us a call.
Yes, do give us a call now if you want to chat. It's 877-265-5992. And always there's nagarajhomes.com that you want to go to, your first step in the home buying or home selling process. That's Nagaraj homes.com. And if you're looking to sell, you can also get a close to accurate valuation of your home right there. You can get in touch with Nagaraj right there. There's a way to connect with him through WhatsApp. And of course, the home buying and selling process 101, Bay Area Real Estate Guide. I mean, that really has to be, your go-to for anything that you're doing. And while you're doing it, also make sure you like, share, and subscribe Nagaraj's YouTube channel because he keeps you current with what's hot happening and trending in Bay Area real estate right there. So on YouTube, you need to be on clued in on what's going on. So
Yeah,
Nagraj,
I
yeah,
think let's talk about one more thing. I think we have a question from Aaron who was discussing about finding a lot of off-market deals, right? Like,
yes.
are there any homes which we can get it for a off-market deals? How do
Mm,
we get it, right? Because a lot of times, like we get in a questions on the cash-only home buyers and how to get it, right? See, there are 2 to 3 ways what we can do about. I think we already discussed about, like basically sometimes there would be sales from the counties. So basically you need to go to auction.com and understand what are the homes basically coming up and what are the distress sales are there, right?
mm-hmm,
But only challenges with the auction.com or the auctions happening is like you can't go check in the property what is happening. And before buying it also, right, you need to go through, like understand what are the sellers have the leads and what all needs to be paid,
mm,
right?
yeah,
Because that auctions might be happening for only one lien, right? But we need to have a multiple liens. How do you find out? So that is
I
why as
see.
a buyer you need to understand what are the liens, so that way it is all can be cleared off when you're buying in. And the
Mm-hmm,
third thing is a cash only home buyers right now.
mm,
A lot of times all these auctions you need to go get in a cash, take the cash in the multiple checks or a cashier's check that day.
mm,
Okay. Or like there will need to be set up an account, online account with auction.com and transfer the funds earlier itself. So that way you can use that funds towards buying it. That is one challenge what we already discussed about auctions. The
Yeah.
second thing is what are the other ways you can buy. Basically, you can find out, as I always keep on saying, like talk to the realtors, understand anything off market deals are coming up. Like last year also, my couple of clients, right, they
Mm.
bought off market deals in around Santa Clara.
Mm.
Okay, so basically you talk to them, understand what are the off-market deals are coming in. So that way you are understood
Mm.
the off-market deals in. And
Yeah.
sometimes even the neighbors around, like basically there are some neighbors around who wants to relocate.
Mm.
Keep talking to them so that way you can understand if there are any off-market deals which is helps you out when you're buying in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These are the three things normally we can figure it out. So
Yeah.
that way, and as always I say that off market deals might be not completely ready to move in homes for you, right?
Oh.
But this is like most of the times it is like you need to take and fix it up also, because this might be due to old age related, there might be moving in also, right? Like, so
Mm-hmm.
that is where you houses might not be ready, so you as a homeowner you need to take and upgrade the homes.
I see. Okay. So they're not move-in ready many times.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
So
that's what you want to know about off-market homes. And of course, if you want to know more about that, you can always feel free to reach out to Nagraj at nagrajhomes.com. And of course, Nagraj is more than happy to handhold you through any aspect of it so that you go into this major purchase that we do once or twice in a lifetime. And so if you're thinking of buying or selling in 2025, make sure you give Nagraj that call to discuss all of your options. More than happy to listen to your plans, offer his opinion. And of course, right now we're live on Bolly 92.3 FM. So give us a call right here, right now. It's 877 265 5992. 877 265 5992. And we'd love to hear from you. So don't wait, don't hesitate, give that call. Nagraj, talking about this, about upgrades without a permit or things like that, what things should you not do when you're listing a home?
that's one of the great question, right? Like I think that's I keep on telling on when you're selling, always
Yeah.
is about disclose, 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 right? What are the things you have done already, right? Try to disclose that. And if somebody is telling you to do the house upgrades without basically permits, do watch out for it, right? So that is why the house selling is not about, sometimes we have seen the houses which get sold for higher prices. It's not that it's done the upgrades at one time, it
Hmm.
has been done over the period,
Hmm.
the upgrades, right? Like,
Yeah.
and always, as I said, disclose what have you done. For example, if you have done something without permits also, right, do disclose for that as
Okay.
the future homeowners. And the second thing is, what are the good things around the neighborhood? Do list out what are the things you enjoyed about it.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
don't hide any information when you're selling the house.
Yeah. Okay.
So all these things, and the third and one more important is like the staging. Always make sure when you're doing the selling, make sure you do beautify with the like good staging around. Like if it's a backyard, front yard, do try to whatever the positive things in the house, try to do that one also. List out more. How do you
Hmm.
do it? Staging,
Yeah.
right? So at the right places, the right staging makes a difference for you.
Hmm.
And one more thing is the lighting, right? Always when you're doing for a list house for a sale, try to remove all the window curtains and make sure there are no covers in the windows. So that way there's a more lights comes to the house and you can show up the value of the home.
Yeah.
And all this like staging and photography, videography. So that also make sure when you're doing a drone shots, try to basically capture all the videos around the neighborhood. So that way it is like showcases all the home neighborhood values.
So do you help clients with that when they're trying to sell their homes?
Yeah, a lot of clients right now have a one house coming for two bed, two bath coming up, condo coming up in Milpitas, and one coming up in Fremont, and one coming in Livermore. I have
Mm-hmm.
one more house coming up in San Jose. Okay, it's like we have a four to five homes coming up in the future also. If somebody wants to list and try to understand what are the things they need,
Yeah.
right, when they're planning to, because stage when you're selling a house doesn't happen overnight. It needs to be planned.
Mm.
Okay.
Right.
And the right realtor who gives you a better information, right? It makes a difference for you so that you can make a right decision when you're selling a house.
Yeah. Staging can
So
really
not
make
only
or mar
staging,
the
like
prospect. Mm-hmm.
see, in my case, I have a social media which covers more than 3,000 subscribers are there already. Okay. So
Mm.
even the advertising in the platforms like social, right now, it's always the social media,
Yeah.
right? Social media and the radios, like all these things, advertising in makes a difference for you when you list it.
Mm-hmm.
And listing at the right price also makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't list too high, don't list too less also. List
Yeah.
at the right price. For example, I think let's take a quick break.
Yes. It's time for a little break, but we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Real Estate Roundup on Bolly 92.3 FM.
Are you on H-1B visa and wondering if you can buy a home? Yes, you can. With top realtor and mortgage expert Nagaraj Annaiah, you get the best of both worlds, real estate and financing, all in one place. No need to search for separate mortgage brokers or realtors. Nagaraj Annaiah makes the entire process simple, fast, and hassle-free. Call 858-880-4577 for a free consultation and let Nagaraj Annaiah help you buy your dream home today.
Hello, welcome back to the show. Myself, Realtor Nagaraj Annaiah, and today I'm joined by Vijay Lakshmi. We are discussing about anything and everything about the real estate, Bay Area real estate. Because building a wealth doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It needs to be planned in stages. The fear makes a difference always. Anytime when you're buying a house, it's a fear is always about it, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
even if you might be buying a fifth house, sixth house, or even
Yeah.
you might be buying a first house, there's always a fear among you. Are you making a right decision?
Yes. Yes. Because it's the most significant decision that you'd be making in your lifetime, right? Maybe a
It's
couple
not about
times.
significant. What are the issues comes across, right?
Mm-hmm.
Will
Yes.
are we basically investing in the right place? And especially
Yeah.
monthly payments are so high right now for the first time home buyers or even
Yes.
investment properties.
Mm-hmm.
Are we
Mm-hmm.
doing it in the right way?
Absolutely. And that's where Nagraj comes in. He is, as you can tell, a subject matter expert in the Bay Area, bringing that wealth of knowledge on the communities, on the current local, the conditions on the market, and the entire home buying and selling process, considering your unique requirements. So, all you need to do is to reach out to him. Nagarajhomes.com is the place you want to go. And of course, on Facebook, on YouTube, Nagraj Annaiah is the handle that you want to be on so that you can be current on what's hot happening and trending in Bay Area real estate. And you can be current right now by calling us at 877 265 5992. 877 265 5992. That's 877 Bolly 92 with whatever's on your mind, real estate wise. So
Correct.
Nagraj, quick question. We see some buyers, I mean, they're okay waiving inspections, really. So is that concerning, or what should they be doing that?
See, if you don't waive off for the art and good homes around the neighborhood, can we buy anything in a real Bay Area real estate? For the seller who wants to sell, they want to sell with a zero contingencies because once they sell it,
Mm.
once they go into a contract, basically they can sell it. So that way it doesn't come back to them, right? Like if
Yeah.
basically if the buyer decides after 5 days, 7 days inspection contingency, they decide they can't go forward, then it may come back to the market. And for the seller, most of the times they need to be waiting for some more time. And it's again, when you wait for more time, it means it basically home value goes down. In
Mm-hmm.
this inventory, it's such that like, or in this market, it's such that if the house sells within 2 weeks, you sell it for a good price. If
Mm.
you don't sell it within a 2 weeks, if it's anything more than a 2 weeks, unless the house is really good, right?
Mm.
Whatever the listing agent says, it can't go too high. Only few scenarios you can expect to go for high. One
Mm-hmm.
house in Saratoga, like this house was listed for close to
Yeah.
3.99 million.
Mm.
First, they got an offer for either the listing agent kept on saying that this is an Allendale listing. Like he kept on saying that it will go more than the list price, more than the list price. So he got an offer. He got a multiple offers. He picked up one buyer, but and they went into a contract. Okay.
Mm.
And the listing agent, what he did is like basically put a house for pending. Okay.
Oh,
House list changed from the status from active to pending before getting in a deposit.
yeah.
Once he got in it, but the buyer by morning he decided he got a cold feet. Buyer,
Oh.
I want to walk away because he still not put a 3% EMD. Buyer decides to walk away. As a seller, what he can do? Seller can't basically, even it's in the contract also, right? The seller can't go to a court, and basically it takes a lot of time for even a seller to decide on that. So
Mm.
now seller decides to go back to a market again, right?
Mm.
So if the seller decides to go back to a market, the buyers oversees the houses right now. They say its house is sitting in the market longer time. Can we go for a lower price?
Oh,
Right?
okay.
But the listing agent keeps on saying we want to sell for a higher price. Buyer says I don't want to go for it. Now it's kind of jugalbandi.
Yeah.
So house, it's only few cases it might sell for a higher price right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If the buyer, see, this is the cases with a zero contingency itself. If the buyer
Mm-hmm.
decides in the morning before putting in EMD, earnest money deposit, he still is walking away. Okay.
Mm.
Now comes the scenario where the inspection, when does the buyer decides an inspection contingency is needed or not, right?
Yeah.
If the house has been just listed and there's a list, like basically the offer date has been set,
Mm.
before going to put an offer, the seller would have disclosed all the inspections report, right? The inspections report include or like house inspections, include the termite report, roof report. They review all the three things. Okay,
Mm.
they review all the seller disclosures, and the same thing applies now. As the buyer needs to even decide what are all the upgrades been done within a permit and without not within a permit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If they're buying this house, what are the worst things can happen to them?
Yeah.
Right? Are they ready for it? Because without taking any chances, you can't get a house here. There is nothing called a perfect home. I kept on saying that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is depends on right now. Are you going to buy a newer house? Because newer houses are very few homes coming up in the market right now.
Mm-hmm. So you just take what you get, despite
But
the.
what is at the end as a buyer, how much you are willing to take right now?
Mm-hmm.
Are
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you interested with that area? Are you interested with that home? Okay. How much risk are you going to take in?
Yeah.
Okay. After reviewing the inspections report, after reviewing the termite reports, after reviewing all the NHDs, National Hazard Disclosures, now you can decide, are you, this property fits in for you or not? Fits in
Mm-hmm.
for your requirements. Does it fits in your, basically your needs? Because some people are okay to take the older house, they're okay to do all the things, they're fine.
Yeah.
But for you, in your case, maybe it doesn't fit in you.
Mm-hmm.
So the one house in Santa Clara also I was telling you, this house was listed for 2.5 and already sold for 3.2. The last comparable was only for 2.7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Even the minimal upgrades, for example, even the kitchen upgrades, what they have done, we know that it was not done with the permits.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The seller has clearly basically disclosed also.
Mm.
Okay.
So
But
along those same lines, say if you find like a crack in the foundation, you're looking at homes, is
uh-huh.
that like serious? What should you do?
Which one? The foundation issues?
Yeah.
I think it's see that's also one of the thing, right? So I think I made a video recently also in the South San Jose, especially this all this 95136 and how this again depends on which part of the Bay Area are you buying in. Are you buying towards the San Mateo? Are you buying towards the South San Jose 95136? Right? The basically soil movements are a little bit more, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that is why for example, if you go to the San Mateo homes, which are closer to the sea, right? Like there you can see that water might be entering into the crawl spaces also. They might have the basically pumping out the water. Okay.
Hmm.
But when you go to the 95136 zip codes, right? There, since the soil movement is more, sometimes you notice a lot of cracks in the foundation. Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's a normal to notice. Again, depends on the house situations, but that time you need to talk to an experts. Like basically, there are the inspection companies. If you had missed this video where I've talked about all this nine South San Jose around, do it's in a YouTube. It's available. Do check out. Some business
Mm-hmm.
have missed it out. Do check out this where they talk about the based on the areas.
I see.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so if the cracks are again depends if the cracks are more, it's a cracks are bigger, like horizontal, vertical cracks, depends on all that scenarios. Okay,
Mm.
if the house is not sinking completely, Okay, if the house is sinking completely, maybe it might cost us more money to lift up the house, and
Yeah.
that takes a more time also. But smaller minor cracks, again, depends on the scenarios. It's okay, but I'm not an expert. We need to get to the talk to the experts on that, getting a right advice based on the house.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because some of the cracks can be fixed all the way from $1,000 to $20,000. There are my buyers who have taken the houses for even with the foundation cracks, and we know what we are getting into it, and we do have fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
Are we getting for a right deal? Are we getting for a, it's at the end of the day, it's finally as a buyer what they need to be doing. Are we getting it for a right price? Are we getting for a right deal? In that area, is that house is what we are getting is for a good price is what we need to decide.
Right. Right. Right.
I think based on that, as the home buyers can decide, but always as a seller, they need to disclose on that one also, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they have disclosed, as coming back to the buyer can decide, can they go within a zero contingencies, if they're going with an inspection contingencies. So based on that, but most of the time, as the home based on the hot values of the home or based on the neighborhoods, then you can
Yeah.
decide. So we are running out of the time, Vijay Lakshmi. If
Oh.
somebody wants to reach out to me, always the best way is go to nagarajhomes.com and click on a WhatsApp icon, and easy to connect with me. And
Yeah.
my phone number is like 858-880-4577. And all these recordings will be uploaded into my YouTube channel. If some of the things you are not missing, you have missed it and you understand what's not going on, do subscribe to YouTube channel for wealth of real estate information. If somebody
Mm-hmm.
is planning to sell, buy, or even a first-time home buyer,
Yeah.
always reach out to me before making any final decisions on your
Yes.
real estate.
And of course, we are with you every Sunday, 12:30 to 1 p.m. But we're also with you on Fridays, 6:30 to 7 p.m. on Bolly 92.3 FM, where Nagraj gets a host of people to talk about the real estate as well, experts in the field of immigration, contracting, whatever it is on that really works with real estate. So make sure you tune into that show as well and join us every Sunday.
Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Wonderful week ahead. Namaskar.